What's up, YouTube? Okay, listen, you guys know the drill. Today is Thursday. We're gonna work out, and this is my pre-workout. I'm doing some stuff at the house. Sometimes you gotta use the Wi-Fi at home, and most of the time when you're doing job searches, you do them online or you make your phone calls, and that's how nowadays it's done. It's no longer knock on doors, fill out applications. So that's what I'm doing. I gotta get a job. So you guys know, please pray for me on that. But what I wanted to do is, some people ask me about my my watch, because I talk about it a lot, my fitness watch. So I'll cover it real quick because it is a part of my workout scheme. All right, so let me turn the light on. This watch is, give you a quick little look. See the thickness? It's kind of thick. Okay, that is basically the visual of the watch. Here's a light, turn the light on. Okay, so now you've seen what it looks like. Now I can talk about it a little bit. I wear readers because I wear readers. If you guys don't wear readers and you want to laugh at me, go right ahead. This is the Garmin Fenix 5X Sapphire. Garmin Fenix 5X Sapphire. Sapphire because the crystal, which is this part right here, the crystal is made of sapphire. So it's a sapphire crystal, which means it's almost bulletproof. It's bomb proof. It is scratch resistant, wear resistant, water resistant, damage resistant. And to put it in other terms, you guys have heard, for those of you who are understanding about watches, I'm sure you've heard of Seiko, Casio, Citizen, and Rolex, and Tissot. These are brand names of higher end watches. Seiko and Citizen are both Japanese companies that are well respected in the watch community as making quality watches. They're known for making really nice, elegant watches or really nice dive watches. And then you have Casio. I believe that's an American company. I could be wrong. But Casio is well known in the military circles because of the watch brand that they make, the series called the G-Shock. G-Shock is relatively inexpensive. You can get one for 80, 90 bucks, sometimes cheaper. And they go all the way up to maybe, I don't know, 600-700 bucks, because depending on the features. But they're military style, military, police, fire department, UPS drivers, EMTs, security officers, security guards, security contractors who go overseas to defend other nations for pay. A lot of those guys will have G-Shocks. A lot of military guys. You see them on military bases. They're good watches and they're inexpensive, and they're battery powered most of the time, depending. And they're just the staple in the military, on military bases at PXs. The G-Shock, everybody who's in the military understands G-Shock. And then you have Timex. Everybody's heard of Timex. They had a brand called the Triathalon series, or a model. I say the brand is Timex. Triathalons were like one of the first, I think, multi-sport watches where you can, it has a stopwatch, it has date and time and all that, and then it has like different modes where you can click through it to go through your workout, your swims, your runs, your weight training, your stopwatch timer for sprints and stuff like that. The marathon runners would use them. The Timex, it was a Timex. What was it again? I just said it. Gosh, I can't believe I just forgot that. You guys heard what I just said. So that little watch was sold when I was on active duty on every military base I went to. It was such a popular watch because it had buttons and features and stopwatches and the little light, and it was cool looking and it was comfortable. It had a comfortable little band. You could switch the bands out. And here we are. I went in the military in 1985. Here we are in 2021, and watches have changed. I'm a big watch guy. I like watches. I think they're not just stylish and elegant, but they have a lot of use. First of all, you know the time and date instantly. You don't have to check your cell phone. You just look, and there's the time and there's the date. And it reminds you when you have that on your watch that it just reminds you that you might have stuff to do. So wearing a watch is a tool. It's a very useful tool, I think. I've always thought watches are very, very useful, very practical. Now that we're into these modern times, like I said, starting in like the 80s, it was just amazing what you can do. Watches are able to be used in other aspects, fitness. This one, what I'm going to cover, has a lot of features that I like. I've been wanting one of these for a while, and this Fenix line was Garmin is the brand that came out with the original Fenix. And then there was a Fenix 2 and a Fenix 3. I think they skipped the 4 and they went right to the 5. And then there was the 5X, which is this one, 5X Sapphire. And then they have the 5X Plus. And then they have the Fenix 6, Fenix 6 Plus, Fenix 6 Sapphire. And the Plus means it's just it's a little bit bigger. And then you have the Fenix. After the 6, there was another one, the Tactics or something. Delta Tactics, which is for like more military again. Delta Force, Rangers. That's why it's called the Fenix Delta, because it has like it has more battery life. It can be recharged through solar energy, and it has the longer battery life is what's the biggest thing on that. But it also has a ballistics calculator, so you could calculate ballistic shooting solutions. If you are a sniper or designated marksman, you can now check the muzzle velocity and enter all that information in your watch, and it'll give you an adjustment if you put in the windage and the distance to the target, the range to the target, and then the muzzle velocity of the weapon system you're using. And basically the watch is going to give you what's called a dope, which is your data, shooting data for the target. And I don't know how accurate it is, but it's based upon GPS satellites. So, and it has your elevation in there. So for designated marksmen and snipers, I think they can find some use with it. I'm a designated marksman, which is like kind of like a sniper without going to school. When I was in the military, I was a very good shot, and I went to PMI school, which is marksmanship instructor, coach, range coach, whatever. The whole point is I see a use for that if you're a military person. This I use just to tell time, the date, and my fitness. But a couple of the features that I like about this, which helps me in general and with fitness, which you might find interesting for anybody interested, is that this has a feature on it where you can track your dog or cat or maybe even a person. It's pretty cool. Basically, you have to purchase another little device, which is like a little, it's really small, about the size of a quarter, and it's light, it's plastic, but it has a little chip in it or something. You can attach that to the dog's collar, and then it connects with this through GPS. So if the dog runs away, you can track your dog down. Now, again, it might have applications for people, like a kid or something or whatever. Husbands and wives might want one of these, like, where's my wife? Okay, I know where she's at, So the cool thing about it is this watch comes loaded with 500 United States golf course maps. If you're a golfer, you just look on the watch and it'll give you you can literally see in clarity, like par 4 course, par 5 course, and like what's the distance between this hole to that hole, and then you track your golf game through your watch. I'm not a huge golfer, but it does have that. If you're into golf, this is a cool watch for that. And the watches come preloaded with all those maps. Okay, now, so the other thing is it has widgets. So what are widgets? Widgets are little different screens that you scroll through to get to like the activities, the trackers, activity trackers, which is like the workout stuff. So for me, swimming, running, weight training, triathlons, hiking, all that stuff you can do better. You can do it, but you do better with this because it keeps track. It saves the data. It'll track your fitness goals. If you're running a triathlon, it has a mode in here for triathlon. So when you're like, you say you're going to start with the swim, you click it and hit start, and then it'll time your swim. And you're in the water. There's a waterproof watch, and it's very good for the water and salt water and oceans and all that. Swimming pools. This watch is good for that. After you get out of the water, you're gonna, I don't know how triathlons. I've never ran a triathlon, but I think it's swim first and then run and then bike or something like that. So you say you swim first, you get out of the water, and then you run. It's like you swim 500 meters, right? Let's just say, and then you get out. Then you click the button. It saves the time of your swim, and it's tracking the distance of the swim because it's GPS enabled. So you know how far you swim your 500 meters. It'll tell you swam 500 meters in this time. You get on your bike, I think you run and the bike's last. You run, and I think the triathlons are like a half marathon. So you run what's the marathon? 26 miles. So you run your 13 miles. When you hit the button, and it's now tracking your distance and time of the run. And then when you get to the bike, you click the button again, and you get on your bike, and it tracks the distance and time of your bike. So that when you're done with the triathlon, you save the data. You can tell what time you ran before they show you the score. You'd be like, oh, I came in 4th place because I know the time. And it's just a good way to train. So that's a cool feature. And then let me take it off. The band is rubberized, flexible, comfortable, soft. If you see on the bottom there's a light, that's because that is a sensor. What that does is, this is how you charge it too, by the way. You just, let me grab a little thing. When you charge it, it comes with this little charging thing. You can see that. I think you can see it. That fits right in there. Clicks in like that, and then you put the other end and you charge it. When you charge it, it charges pretty quickly. Like in a couple hours, it's full. Right now, it's going to show I'm at 99% battery. So it is pretty much fully charged. A full charge will last, for me so far that I've had this watch, it lasts about 2 weeks, 13, 14 days. For the time I need to recharge it, I can go about 13 or 14 days. Anybody who's into these fitness watches and like, what are those other ones? Fitbits and the Apple Watch. You know that those watches, battery life doesn't last that long. I have a friend that has an Apple Watch, and they have to charge it like every 24 hours or something like that. That's terrible. The Fitbit, I think you go a little longer, maybe 3 days. You got to charge it. So you get 3 days out of the Fitbit, and then you got to charge it again. 4 days tops. 14 days. Okay. You can use this watch every day. Go to work, go to school, take road trips, go to Vegas, go to San Diego. I'm LA, California, or Woody or so. Take a trip to Catalina Island for about 3 or 4 days. You don't have to worry about bringing your charger. You go to Vegas for a week. You don't have to bring your charger. This will last over that long of a time. This will 14 days. Okay, between 12 to 14 days, depending on your activity level. Meaning, the more you use the features, the GPS, then you get a little less battery life. Because when you're attached to the satellites, if you're in that mode for navigation, it's using satellites, which uses energy from the watch. You may only get 5 or 6 days out of it because you're tracking and using navigation features. But even then, that's still cool because Fitbits and iPhones don't have GPS capability, and those watches only last 2 to 3 days, if that. So this one, for lasting using GPS, you still get about 4 or 5 days out of it if you're tracking and doing outdoor activities with, your mountain biking or your trail hikes, because you're gonna use intermittently, like for like an hour here, 2 hours there. If you were to be in GPS mode all the time, where it's just strictly on in navigation and you're connected. This connects up to like 16 satellites at one time, which is really good. If you stay in navigation mode and you leave it on constantly, you're only going to get about 24 hours of complete battery life for the watch, because you're navigating the whole time, which takes more energy because you're attached to satellites. And when you're synced up with satellites, it just drains the battery a lot faster. Most of the time when you're using activities that are of a navigation nature, you're not going to be doing it for 24 hours. Maybe an hour here, an hour there, or if you're outside and you're hiking, a couple hours, 3 hours, right? So then when you're done with that activity, you disconnect it from the satellites, the battery is going to last a lot longer. So you can still have your activities, go out camping, try to find your favorite fishing hole, go fishing or hiking, or find whatever you're looking for on your maps. And once you're there, you're good. Turn the satellite part off, or you can turn the watch. You could turn the power of the watch off too. And then if you're going to navigate back to your base camp, turn it back on. It'll remember. It saves your location, and it'll route you back home. One of the features I like about this is you always see on the news that people get lost. This couple got lost and they're in the woods, or they're hiking and they go off trail, and people are looking for them. The search parties, dogs, and helicopters. This watch with that, you don't have to worry about that. If you're camping with your family and you have a base camp, you can set your current location and save it. Beep, and now it knows where you're at on the map of the earth. Now, if you go hiking 3, 4, 5 miles away, and then you're like, oh, I forgot how to get back, this thing is gonna guide you back. It has visible maps, and it's gonna have a route, and it's gonna navigate you back like breadcrumbs. And that's another mode. It's like a Hansel and Gretel breadcrumb mode, which uses less energy. It still connects to satellites, but it's not actively using navigation features and maps, and therefore draining the battery quicker. But it still remembers where you're at and where you're going and where you've been. So then on the way back home, those breadcrumbs will pop up like waypoints and navigate you back to your base camp. Even if you're 4, 5, 6 miles away, you'll find your way back home. So there's a lot of cool features with the Garmin Fenix 5X Sapphire. When they first came out, which was in 2017, 4 years ago, they retailed for about $600. Some places even more than that, $650, something around there, because it's a high-end watch with that sapphire crystal, and it's got a whole bunch of features. I'm only going through a few of them today. There's about 40, 50 features or something like that, more than what I care to even use. I just wanted it for the fitness aspect and for the GPS aspect of it. Those are the main things I wanted it for. It also even has, like, for people who are in the military, who are parachutists, like airborne rangers, 82nd Airborne, there is a jump master mode in here. And that's crazy, but it literally will help you if you are a jump master. What you do is you go to that and you scroll. Run, treadmill. Hold on a second. Laugh if you want to, but one day you guys are going to need readers too. Hike, bike.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, nobody asked you. Bike indoor.
I'm not sure.
Mountain bike, pool swim.
Okay,
open
here's
water.
City Bike. Welcome to City
Alexa,
Bike.
stop.
To save your station,
Alexa,
have your station number ready
Alexa,
by visiting citybikenyc.com/map.
Alexa,
Then
stop.
to set your...
Good grief. Okay, open water, triathlon. Here's what I was telling you earlier, triathlon. Okay, so let's click it. You click the button, see the timer. Now you hit go, and it goes, right? Now you say you completed your run or whatever. There's no distance there because I'm not moving, but it's tracking the time. Click it again, it stops. Now you click it again. Oops, I'm sorry. Click it again, it stops. You click this button down here. There's the map. Okay, so anyways, go back to the thing. Resume. Okay, so stop. Okay, it's one of these buttons right here. So total time. I'm hitting the wrong buttons, guys. Basically, okay, so there's the timer. You stop it, and then you're supposed to... It's crazy how I just did this the other day too, and I was using it. Okay, there, transition, it's this button right here. So transition, hit it again. Now it's going to the next thing, which is the swim. And then hit it again. Stop, transition. Now it's bike, see? So then you hit start and then it goes. Okay, then you hit stop again, like say it's, okay, then you hit transition again. Transition number 2. And you're off and running. Okay, there it's going. And now I'm on the run. And it starts. There it goes. And then you stop it in your transition. And it says Triathalon complete. Okay, that was a wild little description because I'm not gonna, and it tells you if you want to save it or discard it. I'm discarding it because I was just messing around. Yes. Okay. There's a lot to learn. I haven't ran a triathlon, but as you can see, you can do it. It tracks your GPS location and your speed of the event, swimming, running, biking, and it'll transition from one event to the other. So if anybody out there is a triathlon athlete, I recommend this watch because it's really cool. It's a great feature, and you can always switch to the map. It'll tell you on the map where you're at. So let me show you what the maps look like. Triathlon, walking for those of you who are into hiking, swim, run, Tracker Plus, that's what I was telling you guys about. So Tracker Plus, I'm trying to get it to where the camera's focused. Anyways, when you hit it, Tracker Plus, and it says start recording, and it says dog tracker up top, and it gives you the time, GPS, and the ID, right? So it has the ID tag of the dog and the dog's name. And when you hit start recording, you'll see here, I don't have one, so it's gonna say dog list, and I don't have one. So basically, if you have more than one dog, you can track more than one dog. But the point being is that you just have to purchase a little device about this big. Like I said, it's smaller than a quarter, and it will. I gotta turn this off. Okay, so basically, see, it says search for new tracker, which I don't have one of those because you have to purchase that separately. But I don't know. I think that's a really cool feature. So for anybody out there who has a dog, you can set like a distance. So if you're in a like a camp somewhere, like you're camping and you have your dog and you don't want him to wander off, you could set what's called a geo fence, which is a geographic fence, digital, to where the dog has got the little geo tracker on his collar, and if he goes past what you've set, say it's 75 yards, if he goes past 75 yards, your watch will start making noise. It'll let you know, hey, the dog is past the geo fence that you set. You can call the dog, whistle, and say, hey, get back here. So therefore, you know where your dog's at all times. And if he does go outside that geo fencing and you go look for him, the map will tell you where he's at. And so it'll guide you to the dog or your child. If I wouldn't recommend letting your child wander off in the woods, but if you want to put that little geo tracker in your child's backpack or it's kind of cool in that sense. Or if you have maybe an older elderly parent that's suffering dementia, you know, people with dementia, they find them all the time wandering around lost. You can track your elderly uh, family member, you know, your parent or grandparent or something like that. So those are just little cool things that I think this watch has that I think are very useful. The battery life on it is really good, 14 days if you're just in regular watch mode. Um, if you're gonna, it has a stopwatch, so if you're gonna do your 40-yard dash or whatever, or if you're just gonna go work out, it has all that stuff. What else? It, like I said, it saves your current location. So for me, for instance, it'll tell me I am 202 feet above sea level right there. And it has my north and west, you know, position if you're going to use more accurate, like military type navigation. Whereas ultimately, it just saves the location where I'm at. So if I leave, it'll tell me how to get back. So I saved this position and I named it home. I just type in, you can type in your position, and it's a weird little way you can kind of scroll and type like the old cell phones before the cell phones the way they are now. So you can save your home position, or like here at base camp, you can type in base camp and you're out camping. Now you go wander off. How do I get back to base camp? It's saved in here. You look, you scroll to that base camp, you hit navigate, and it navigates you back, and it has a little arrow that tells you, oh no, go left, no, go right. You guys, if anybody understands how navigation works in GPSs, you know what I'm talking about. People use them for Uber, not this watch, but they use navigation. And Garmin is the brand, the company that makes this. This is a Garmin brand. The model is the Fenix, but Garmin is like world known for GPS navigation type tools, devices, watches. The military uses them. The police, fire departments use them when they're going to find a patient, or like a cop is on his way to a call. Navigate to it, use navigator, GPS. But I like the fact that it's on my wrist. It's very practical. If it's a watch, I can just wear it, and then it makes you feel a little bit more confident when you're off in the woods somewhere to get back. Maybe you parked your car and you save your location now. Boop, you save that location where you parked. Wander off, oh gosh, I'm lost. Boom, this navigates you back to your car. So that's a cool feature. The sensor that you see there, the light, that's basically a heart rate sensor. So it also has different watch faces, but anyways, no need to go into all that stuff. Okay, hold on a second. I'm trying to get out of this thing. Okay, it's a lot to learn, I'm telling you guys. It's just a trip. Okay, so, and it has a weather widget. Okay, so like it'll tell you like what weather is coming, like if there's a storm coming, all kinds of stuff. Like, okay, so, all right, so now back to the watch. It has time and date, and it has my heart rate right there. So if I put that on, and the sensor will read my pulse basically in my it reads my beats per minute of my heart. Okay, so now I am at 94 beats per minute for my heart rate. The battery is at 96%. And it has the time, which is 1:54, January 7th. And I'm not sure what that is. There's a lot about this that you got to learn, but there's this stuff on there. Okay, so it has custom features, like you can change the watch face, widgets, which are the little different things you scroll to. Connect IQ is the app. I can't show you because it's on my phone, which is I'm using this phone right now. Connect IQ app is a way you can save your activities. Like if you swam or ran or whatever, you can save it and then review those later for your fitness goals. It's an app on your phone. It's real cool. You have indoor activities, outdoor activities, the navigation activities, the track me, which is the dog tracking thing. You can create a round trip course. So if you're leaving your house and then you're going somewhere and then you want to get back home, you can create the course at home using your Wi-Fi or your Connect IQ app. Download that map course to the watch, and it'll guide you to the thing, whatever it is you're going to, the Griffith Park or something, whatever you're doing, and then have your fun, and then it'll route your course back home. And it tells you the time and distance and all that. It's pretty cool. So you can create a round trip course. There's like a bunch of YouTube videos on how to do that, because I don't even know how to do that yet. You can create up to 3 different round trip courses that are saved in there at any given time. So route 1, route 2, route 3. You can save and plot your elevation, or check the elevation of anything along that route on those courses to see, like, oh, that's 500 feet above sea level, whatever. It'll tell you. What else? And that's basically it. There's a bunch of other stuff, but look how thick the book is. So study the book. It comes with a book when you buy it, if you're going to buy one of these, and it tells you all the little features, like how to remove the watch band, which is really cool too. I'll show you guys that, at least something I can do, where it's just this little thing right here. You pull up on it, pops right off. You can buy new bands. There's all these different kinds of bands. This one's rubber, and if they fall apart, you buy another one. And you just pull up on that little thing. Clicks back in. It's a little switch right there. Same thing on the bottom. Same basic deal. That's your sensor. That's your charger. This is, see that little red button? That's where you can power the watch off and on. And then it's really thick. You can see the watch is really thick. And that is, I'm trying to get it to focus. I don't know why my camera's not focusing, but it is the Garmin Fenix 5X navigation GPS fitness watch, all in one. Oh, I did not pay, because like I said, when these came out, they were like $650, $649.99, you know, like very expensive. I did not pay that. If you go to Amazon, I got this for $285, brand new. It was it said like new, open box or something, so I got it at a discounted price, but it was new. I paid $285 for it. I think it's well worth it, because when they first came out, they were almost $700. If you get the new ones now that are out, the Garmin Fenix 6 Plus, or it's the same thing but a little bit more features, those are still like $600 or $550 to $600. And then that new Garmin Delta, that one's like $900. The military one, the Delta Force Rangers, Force Recon, Navy SEALs, it's like a $900 watch. Anyways, I'm into watches, but I don't want to get that one. This one's going to do everything I need, and I do use it, and I use it when I go do my runs and my fitness stuff. And I try to journal it, because it saves, whatever you save on here, it saves onto the app, because this is connected to my phone. You Bluetooth connect this when you first get the watch, and you create an account and through your email. Download the Garmin IQ Connect app, and then this watch will help you on your fitness quest. It's helping me. Just wanted to talk about that real quick, because some people might be interested in these fitness tracker GPS enabled watches. If you are, that was a quick down and dirty description of mine, the Garmin Fenix 5X Sapphire, which Sapphire means the crystal. And it's lightweight, it's not heavy, but it's definitely thick. It's durable. It's got a lot of cool little features. 100 meters deep, you can go scuba diving or whatever with it. Stainless steel bottom, and then the outside is something called fiber reinforced polymer, which is this part of the watch. Fiber reinforced polymer. So that's like a strong plastic, like super strong plastic. Then you have this metal ring on the outside right here. You see it's got screws. That is made of some type of a either stainless steel or, yeah, it's got to be stainless steel because everything else is fiber reinforced polymer. Then there's stainless steel, and then you got the sapphire crystal. So stainless steel ring right there, which probably holds that crystal in. Stainless steel backing, and then there's your little sensor. It turns on and off, like, I don't know. Anyways, so if you're interested, let me know. You can ask me more questions about it because there's a lot to learn. Navigate, track me, maps. Oh, let's see. I'll show you what the maps look like. So that is, they're very clear. That is the map. The thing is, I don't know if you guys can really see that because my camera looks like it's not focusing for some reason. Either way, hopefully you guys can see that. Turn the light on. And there is the map. It's like looking at a map. And then it'll show a little image of the house. If you guys can see that little image of the house, that shows where I'm at. That's my house. That's my home. I'm at home, and it shows where you're at on the map. So that's kind of cool. I don't know. You guys let me know. My Garmin Fenix 5X Sapphire, owned and operated by Staff Sergeant Calhoun, who wears readers because I'm 53 years old. But that doesn't stop me from going on my runs. So guess what we're about to do? We're about to go work out. I'm going to use this. 40-yard dashes, 8-count bodybuilders. Warm up when we walk up there, it takes 10 minutes. Dips, 5 sets. What else? And 2 sets of crunches, 25 crunches. Take a break, 25 crunches. And then, and 50 jumping jacks. That's the workout every day. It's the fat burner strength training workout. If you guys want to come along for the ride, you'll see, because I'm going to stop this video and post it, and then I'm going to do the video up there at the workout. Thanks for watching. This was mostly about the watch. So anything you like, let me know. Anything you don't like, let me know. I'm learning about this watch as I go. There's a lot to learn, a lot to read. And there are a bunch of videos on YouTube about it. But this is my quick this watch is fairly new. I've only had it a couple of months, so there's a lot to learn. But do I recommend it? Yes. Do I like it? Yes. Is it going to be something I use all the time? Absolutely. So I don't know how you guys feel about watches, but it does help for fitness, and it does help for navigation. And if you love your dog and you love your grandpa and you want to track them, that's a cool feature in and of itself. If nothing else, just use it for that, to track your pet or your loved one. It's worth it just for that. All right, so I'll see you guys at the gym. Wear something comfortable, get your water, and let's go work out. Peace.